I'm Matt Haas. The show is about to start, and if you're watching this as a rerun, go ahead and skip past the countdown timer that's about to come on, and you can hit the top of the show. Also, I have a new feature on the show, which I think is really going to help. When you see this border, that border is the indication that I'm at the part of the show where I'm doing the news of the week. I know it's very small up there. So if you were watching as a rerun and you just wanted to catch the news of the week, you can scrub the playhead until you see that green border and then stop. Yes, that will give me less watch time, but I'm all about delivering value for you. And all right, we're going to get the countdown timer going, and then we'll see you again at the top of the show. And as always, I will have some audio jams going while we wait.
Welcome to All Things YouTube. Your host, Matt Haas, will be here soon. While you're waiting, here are 4 things you can do. 1. Get to know others in the chat room. Make friends. Don't be shy. Only awesome people like yourself are allowed in here. 2. Share this show. Hey, your friends also need to up their YouTube game. 3. Like and join this show's Facebook page and group. They're both great resources. Finally, slap a big ol' like on this video. That really helps. Matt will be here soon.
All right. Still got some time before the show. Kick on these audio jams. This is free to use music from amplitunes.com. Yes, you can use them for commercial purposes on YouTube without fear of any copyright nastiness. Hashtag not sponsored. amplitunes.com.
It's 7 o'clock.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You remember me. I'm Matt Haas. This is All Things YouTube, the show where I tell you everything that's new and different on YouTube. And I also show you a lot of other channels that are similar to mine. They just talk. No, not me. I'm a visual person. I show you what's new and different. Plus, I give you tips on how to be awesome on the YouTubes. I am glad everyone is here. I've got my notes. We've got a full show today. Buckle up. It's going to be amazing. As always, if you have questions, go ahead and ask that in the chat. I will answer questions throughout the show. Might be best to put the word question or a Q in front of your question. That way it stands out a little bit better for me. I am streaming in 1080. Yes, this is 1080 streaming. Let's see who we have in the house here. Yeet Edits. Hello, Yeet Edits. If you're new here, let me know you're new by saying, hi, I'm new. I would like to meet you. I believe you're new. TFL Works is here. He says, hi, Matt, Steve, Jim, and everyone. Rusty Nails Workshop. That's Russ, I believe. And Harneal Media's here. Mr. Steve Nealon. Desert Bum Woodworkin' with the most awesomely spelled YouTube name, Woodworkin'. 2 capital W's, apostrophe N. Hey, I dig it. Who else is here? Uh-oh, Jim Dockrell. Do I have any mods in the house? Danger, Jim's here. No, just kidding, just kidding. We love Jim Dockrell. I love Jim Dockrell. Always glad you're here, buddy. Awesome. Oh, it's your boy Chungus. I am back. I'm glad you're back. This is All Things YouTube. We are going to have an amazing time. Hey, does everyone remember? I have a Facebook page and group. Go ahead and like the page and join the group. Why should you join the group? Hey, you can get your questions answered there. I'm in there all the time, and there's other smart people in there. And you can also answer questions. Yes, it's sometimes fun to give. I love answering questions, and sometimes you learn a lot when you answer questions, believe it or not. Yeah, teaching is learning. Why is everyone picking on you? Because your level of awesomeness is something we all aspire to, Jim. That's why. And you built one heck of a workbench. Holy cow. Go check out his channel. You could drop a truck on his workbench and you would break the truck and the workbench would be like hardly damaged at all. Just put a question for you in the group. Thank you. Excellent. I will get to that. I now have 31. That's amazing. I dig that. Hey, some people give me monetary support. I appreciate that. Want to recognize a few people. If you throw a tip through this method, I get to keep all of the money, less the 2.9% what PayPal takes. Or you can go direct credit card, and you get your name down here. And as this goes away, that's also written there on screen and in the video description. So that's fun. That's fun. And someone gave me a $50 tip. So that's the tipper of the week. Football is Life. Thank you, the Football is Life channel. Find Football is Life on YouTube. And I'm doing some consulting for that channel. And there's a 7-part interview there with a movie star who was also a college football player. A lot of fun. But if you use this, you will overtake this anonymous right there. So you can feel free to do that. Also have a Patreon, patreon.com/awesomewiththings. Yes, this is a woodworking channel and this is a show about YouTube, but I also own this channel and money that goes there, which is a repeating monthly donation on Patreon, supports both channels. We've got a couple top patrons, polyonceacrafter.com, Mr. Jerry Brown, thank you. Portal Woodworks. Osprey Mama, thank you for the $5 a month Patreon support. $3 a month, Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashirs. $2 a month, Harneal Media. Appreciate that. And if you want to be a patron, I will put your information up on screen and talk about you. And it's also in my email newsletter. There's an email newsletter. Sign up in the description of the video. $1 patrons are Steve Carmichael from the Carmichael Workshop, Miter Mike's Woodshop, Anna B. Workshop. She's feeling much better. I'm glad about that. She had some issues. She's home now. Thrilled. OJ Woodworking Crafts, Javi's Woodshop, maker of the Hobby Box. If you have a Dave Gatton CNC machine, go get one of those. I did. Hashtag not sponsored. Marcel's Workshop, JP Woodwork, The Bad Maker, and Mike Laffey for Maybe I've Said Too Much. Special thanks to Makers Media Network. I am a proud member of Makers Media Network. Find out more at makersmedianetwork.com. Hashtag not sponsored. Woo! Yeah, and if you don't remember any of that, you can come over to awesomewoodthings.com, again, my woodworking site, and go to the support tab up here. And here's all the ways you can support me: Patreon, Subscribestar, shop on Amazon, buy a shirt, PayPal, direct mail me stuff with postal mail. Yeah, that's still a thing. All good. Who else slipped in here? Mr. Mark Lindsay. Woohoo! Made it. Afternoon, folks. Glad to have you here, Mr. Mark Lindsay. He's killing it over on his channel. He does a education channel about CNC machines, obviously, because that's in his channel name. Coffee version 1.0 being installed. Please do not turn off or unplug your Mr. Coffee. Oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. I'm ready to have an awesome show. Are you ready to buckle up? Because this is going to be an amazing show. Before I do, you know what I do on Thursdays, don't you? Bum, bum, bum. Mind Equals Blown. That's a show I do over on Brenda G's Designs channel. We yuck it up over there. It's blowing up. We ask the audience to give us interesting facts. If the interesting facts they give us blows our mind, we give them free items, which are virtual tacos and cowbell rings. Yes, it's a lot of fun. No, I can't explain it. You just have to show up on Thursdays over on her channel. Brenda G's Designs is the channel name, and I will put a link in the chat for Brenda G's Designs. Go ahead and click that link, click the set reminder, and then come right back. Do not leave the show if you're watching live. So we're there Thursday, the 30th of April. So please do that. That would be fun. All right, now I'm going to do my new feature. Look at this. And now for the news of the week. This border is for people watching the replay, so they can scrub the playhead forward till they see this green mark, and then that's where the major content is. Oh, and you know what? That is a little bit of a spacing issue there. Let me do this. There you go. At least it's over top of this one, but it's clipping that one a little bit. Oh, well, I can live with it. Yes, more cowbell. That's a reference from the Brenda G's Designs channel on the Mind Equals Blown. More than just a hoot. It's fun. Thank you. Thank you. Myself and Brenda both appreciate that. I'm sure I speak on Brenda's behalf that she appreciates that. All right. Let's talk about the news of the week. First item is the live control room now has some extra features. It should be rolled out to most people. I haven't tinkered with them, but one of the features is during a live broadcast, you will now be able to clip out pieces of the live broadcast, have them be a separate standalone video, and publish them during the live broadcast. Isn't that crazy? Now, of course, you would need someone behind the scenes doing that. Well, host couldn't host a show in theory and then do that. But a lot of people were having issues with that. Joe Rogan, for example, whether you love him or hate him, he's the biggest podcast on the planet. He stopped doing his podcasts live on YouTube because people would fire up screen recorders, record the screen during the YouTube live show, cut out 10 minutes of it, of a topic, post it, and by the time he ended his show, people were already posting his content on there. So he stopped doing it. He's like, okay, the only way to control this is to record it in studio, cut it up into little 10-minute segments, and then publish the 10-minute segments and the full 2-hour-long show at the same time. Well, now with this new feature, apparently, it gives you more that you could do that as a channel owner and host. So anyway, that's the big thing. I wouldn't want to do any editing during the broadcast. Can you do that after the live stream has ended? You can do it after the live stream is ended, but well, okay. After the live stream is ended, your live stream becomes just, in YouTube's eyes, just a normal uploaded video, and you can trim and you can cut out middle sections, and that's as much editing as you can do, but you would be butchering your original. I presume, Mark Lindsay, you were asking, can you keep your full channel, your full show, and then edit afterwards? If that's your question, I think that's your question. If that's your question, you would have to either stream to your computer and to YouTube simultaneously, so you would have that computer version that you could cut up in your editing software after the show. Or, I don't recommend this, you can go to one of the free YouTube downloader services. Just do a Google search for download YouTube, literally those two words, and a whole bunch of free services will come up. You put a YouTube URL in, and it will download that video from YouTube. Now, the reason I don't recommend doing that is it's usually lower resolution. It's hard to find one that'll download 1080p, and it's after YouTube post-processes it, because YouTube brings down the quality a little bit because they're running a multi-billion-dollar corporation serving video, and they tinker with your video. So it might not be the highest quality, but yeah. I would assume it's just a regular download, edit, and then upload if you wanted a separate section. Oh, the new feature? Well, the new feature is, you would presumably, see a timeline of what you've streamed, and you could, highlight the section you wanted and then hit a button, and that would become its own video. The content creator can download the video straight from YouTube. Is that still possible? It's still not your unaltered uploaded video. They took that feature away. That was removed, Mark. You can't get at your original uploaded video. You might be able to download after they monkey with it. Oh, he says yes, it's still possible. Well, still, I don't believe it is the pristine unedited one, but hey, if you can do it, great. Simply Wooden Creations is here. He says, hello, all things YouTube. Hello, Simply Wooden Creations. That's Russ Clarity. Welcome to the show, Russ. All right. Next. Oh, I really like this. Okay, let me try something here. So, next piece of news. Oh, Mark Lindsay says, true, but the live stream is the original unedited video. I'm interested in. Okay, right. Rock and roll. In videos. Oh, sorry, on the dashboard. I'm going to do something a little dangerous here. I'm going to change YouTube accounts. I don't like to do this when I'm live streaming, but I've tested it. It seems to handle it okay. So I'm going to go to, this is the next news item I'm setting up. On the snapshot card, look at what you have here. I am so psyched about this. So in the snapshot card, you've got a couple pieces that were always here. The ranking, the views, the average view duration, which I would much rather be the average percent viewed, but hey, whatever. Look, impressions, click-through rate. The click-through rate is now on this latest video performance card. Isn't that amazing? I love average or click-through rate. One of these little slides up here is click-through rate. I love it so much. It's part of my little slideshow. And when you hover over it, it gives you a little blurb. Now, this blurb says, people are choosing to watch this video as often as your other videos. The click-through rate, CTR, is looking good. Now, why do they give you this little human-readable blurb that pops up? That's because click-through rate can be a little deceptive. Ooh, deceptive. What's Matt talking about? If YouTube starts promoting your video, say they surface it in search results, that's sort of like the lowest level they'll do for you, or they'll put it in recommended. Okay. When they do put it on the recommended shelf of youtube.com, you go to the front page, there's the recommended shelf. They're often pushing that out to people who they think would like it, but aren't necessarily subscribed to you. So they've pushed it out to most of your subscribers, and then they might start pushing it out into a wider, uncharted territory of people who they think. And when that happens, a greater percentage of people will not click on your video because you're completely new to them. So your CTR will drop, your impressions will go up, and your CTR will drop. That's not a bad thing. It's just that your video is doing so spectacularly, they took a chance on it, and they're pushing it out to even more people than they would normally do, and your CTR can go down. That is why you have this little human readable blurb there, because this, that number is not, you can't only go by that number. You need to take in other information to go with that number for it to make something happen. Mark Lindsay says, sorry, I answered my own question. I can download the live stream after it's finished processing, edit the segment I want, and then upload it as... Boom. Excellent. Excellent. So yeah, the snapshot card, it's there. All right, now I'm going to go back to my All Things YouTube channel. Look at, did you see all those channels I have? Isn't that ridiculous? I've got so many, it scrolls off the page. I've got so many channels. Most people go here and they've got just their only, they go to switch account and it's just a single channel. Oh, those were the days. Oh, okay. Here's a new feature. There's nothing to share because this isn't on the interface yet, but 10% of people presumably have this feature. So if you have this feature, please, please, please let me know. They're working on a new area of analytics. I don't know where it is yet. Again, I'm not going to show you because there's nothing to show. Where it's going to tell you when people who watch your videos are most on YouTube doing other things, or just on YouTube. So it's a heat map of when your audience is on YouTube the most. And it's going to have a typical day. Every hour is going to have a little row of the day, 24 rows, and then the row is going to be colored lightest to darkest, and the darkest slot, the darkest row will be when your audience is on YouTube on average the most. So it's a heat map of when your audience is on the platform. Kind of basic, but hey, that'll work. You just need to consolidate to one channel called All Awesome Things. Maybe I'll do that, Mark. Do you do consulting? I have cash. Just kidding. Although I would, yeah. Yeah, Mark's a smart guy. All right. So if you poke around your analytics, and if you see something that is a heat map of when your audience is online, let me know, please, and take some screen grabs. I'm interested to see it. My channels don't have it. Tells you when your channel is in heat. Oh, Jim. Jim. Oh, good stuff. All right. Publish dates here. Hey, if you have cash, you ding dong right I do consulting, LOL. Mark's amazing. Okay, there is a new piece of analytics. Actually, it's a filter, and it's amazing. All right, so I'm going to channel-wide analytics, and I'm going to go into the see more area, here. There. See that? Go there. And now, so this filter is so you can limit what's here, but what you couldn't do. Okay, let me show you what's now over in this part. There is now publish date, and this gives you. So I can do like the start and the end, and apply. And then this is the publish date here. And then you can throw a compare to, go to compare, and do it over a period of time. And then here, you can do a different publish date, and I can go back further in time. So we'll do March. So now this is current month, and this is last month. And then you can control what you want to look at. You can do watch time or views or whatever. And then you can compare how you're doing month to month. This was next to impossible to do without this new filter, which is publish date. So now look at this. I've been doing these daily streams, so I have a lot more stuff here. But look, last month, I've had considerable more watch time. Am I watch time? Yeah, watch time on my live streams because this is day one, and it just so happens that all the Mondays line up. So, because I think April. Anyway, new filter up here. It's called date published. That was not there before. Date published. Brand new filter. Do some complicated stuff. All things YouTube. The video download is not the quality you upload. I upload video at 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames. Just downloaded my box video 1020 or 1280 by 720 at okay, yeah. Yeah. YouTube used to have a feature where they kept your original video for life until they disabled the feature, and you could click a link and it would return you the exact bit-for-bit copy of what you gave them. And they took that out because no one was using it. Not many people were using it. Oh, this is another news item here. This does not apply to probably anyone watching, but if you do not customize your homepage, YouTube gave you a default version, and it could have given you one of two different default versions. Now they're only going to go to one version. See, if I come to my homepage, oh, that's not my homepage. If I go to my channel page, I should say, not homepage, channel page. There we go. And see, mine's customized. So I have these shelves with playlist 1, YouTube new feature, playlist 2, grow an audience, playlist 3, upcoming live streams, and past live streams. So I went customize here in that big blue button, and I customized it. If you don't do that, or if you have never done that, then they're going to remove the vertical. They had a vertical orientation where a couple of videos stacked up vertically, and then they had one with shelves, it's going to default to the shelf version. Minor news snippet, but hey, it's something new and different. Finally, the UVR. Remember I talked about the unlisted video review. This is a service you can pay for, amount to be determined. No one knows. And you upload a video and you request the service, you pay YouTube, and then you get a report back as to why the video fell into the yellow $sign. Kind of a crappy thing if you think about it, but you know, a lot of people are frustrated, especially if you do content which gets a lot of yellow $signs. It's hard to know exactly why it got that $sign. Sometimes you get a very high level topic reason. It's not anything useful. Well, you're supposed to get useful feedback, and that is going to be rolling out. So if you're a YouTuber that gets a lot of yellow $signs, that might be something worth checking out. All right, take off the news of the week border. That border was only there when I'm doing the news of the week segment. So when people watching it back want to find that area, they can drag the playhead right to where that was. I hope that's a feature you like. I'm just trying to think through and provide the best content for you, because I know we're all busy. I know we're trying to make the best out of YouTube, and sometimes you need to get the information you want, and you need to get it, move on. I respect that. I'm busy too. You saw how many YouTube channels I have. Hey, Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashirs is here. Did I say hi to you, Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashirs? I think you slipped in. Maybe I did. Okay, well, I'm glad you're here. Drop a like on your way out, please. That is something free you can do that helps the channel. It's good engagement, putting likes on the channel page. I would appreciate that. All right, my 5-minute Ask Me Anything. I only have 3 more left. I'm going to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then that's it. I won't be doing the 5-minute Ask Me Anything session that happens on this channel. It's 5:30 Eastern on those days, and I come on and I answer questions, and when there's no more questions, I stop streaming. So that was a fun thing. I wanted to see what it would be like to stream daily for a month, and so I did it 27 times, and I'm gonna do it 30 times. I think that's fun, so I'll be doing that. If you have questions, let me know. My next full All Things YouTube show, again, where I break down what's new and different on the platform so you can be awesome, is on the 4th of May. May 4th. May the 4th be with you. So you can click that URL, choose set reminder, and then come back for the rest of the show. All right, and let's see. What else is going on? Another month gone, says Jim Dockrell. Yeah, man. And you know what? I have not slowed down one bit. I've been going full speed ahead. Yes, my full-time employment is removed a day of work for me a week, and they're paying me one less day a week, but that has not stopped me from being productive. Lots happening behind the scenes, doing a lot of property maintenance. My house looks spectacular from the outside. Yeah, and I've been really coming along on the piano. I'm going to publish a new Piano Awesome video soon. I just did Zombie from the Cranberries. That was a lot of fun. When we were at the bar, we replaced the words with something so awful that they kicked us out of the bar. I shall not repeat. But if you're ever with me and you can take some edgier content and you want to know what those lyrics are, you can ask me. But I won't do it on a live show. Oh no, being quiet, I got hacked, but watching. You got hacked? Oh no, Vermont Paint and Photos. That is not good. Was it your YouTube channel that got hacked? I hope you had two-factor authentication turned on. That's one way to help prevent you being hacked. Because someone would presumably have to have your phone in addition to having your password in order to gain access. Oh, yes and no. So yes, it was YouTube, and no, he did not have two-factor authentication turned on. Yowza. Well, I would strongly recommend turning on two-factor authentication. I have it on everything. It's not the end-all be-all, believe me. There are sophisticated ways to exploit that, but it's better to have it than not. Yeah, and then Jim Dockrell doesn't own a cell phone. Two-factor can be any phone. It can just ring. I think it can ring your voice, and it would say, "This is a call from Google. Your code is 74392. Goodbye." I think. I don't know if that's the case or not. Probably not. It probably was at one time. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Football is Life. Football is Life gave me a substantial tip, so I think I'm going to keep this little graphic on for my shows this week. And then you can overtake this one if you use this. There's a link to this in the video description, and you tip me through that one-time tip, and then you will get your name there. And that will stick until someone else tips over top of you. But I want to show people this channel. I am doing YouTube consulting, and so here's a guy. His WDR is his initials. That's what he goes by. His name's Willie. So I'm doing consulting on his channel, and I built his logo. I set up his YouTube channel. I put these shelves in for the different things. But this is what I want to call your attention to. This is a this is a playlist of an interview with Rudy Rudiger, who was a college football player for Notre Dame, and they didn't play him at all his entire career until the last day of his senior year, and he made an incredible play that shocked the world so much that they made a Hollywood movie about it. And he interviewed him. So if you're into college football and you like movie stars that played college football, that's the game. It was Georgia Tech versus Notre Dame at home. Notre Dame home game. Yeah. Studio Geek 32 is here. He says, "Hey Matt, hi Studio Geek 32. Welcome back to the channel. Glad you're here." Studio Geek 32 is also doing a daily streaming exercise in April with me on the Live Streaming Pros channel. They're hosting that. So yes, I'm technically streaming twice a day. One to the private Facebook group of the Live Streaming Pros setup, and then one here on my 5-minute Ask Me Anything. And then sometimes I stream my full show on Mondays. I have a YouTube question. You came to the right place. Fire away. I'm getting ready to wrap up the show, so I'll stay open as long as there's questions. So we'll wait for Studio Geek 32 to ask the question in the chat, and I'll just keep blabbing away. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, I know, right? All this year needs to get worse is for Nickelback to release a new album. Do you remember when Facebook released pages, where business pages were a thing? Right around that time, someone put a pickle in the banner, and the name of the Facebook page was, "I bet this page can get more likes than Nickelback." There were whole subreddits and whole YouTube channels sprung up with counters. They were like Nickelback's like count on Facebook and Pickleback's like face on Facebook. People started liking. They gave it a short name called the Pickleback page. It was it was a page with a pickle on it. It says, "I bet this pickle could get more likes than Nickelback." Oh, Nickelback. Oh, they're so awful. They're so cringy mainstream that, man, they get all the jokes. No one pulls any punches when it comes to Nickelback. And the one time there was a Ronald McDonald, and Ronald McDonald was up on the microphone and says, "I want to introduce to my good friend," and then they introduced the Nickelback. And they're like, "I didn't know you knew Ronald McDonald." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He goes, "Dude, we got the video right here." Like, he tried to downplay it. Oh, don't ever do that. Kind of like Vanilla Ice, because Vanilla Ice was, he was a rapper, he was a tough guy, he was a gangsta, and then he did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, King of the Ooze. People were like, "Who is this clown?" He's like, no, you don't understand. I got money for that. You should like me because I'm hardcore. I got money for that Hollywood movie. I'm like, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. His career was basically over. All right, Sammy, I'm waiting for your question. Don't leave me hanging. Yeah, Nickelback. No. I'll take anything. I'll take tornadoes. I'll take lava. I'll take anything. Locusts, velociraptors running wild. Anything's better than more Nickelback. Please, no Nickelback. All right. You know what's weird? You know why look at this. There's 7 videos here, but there's 10 of them. How did episode 1 is on here twice. Episode 2 is on there twice. Episode 3 is on there twice. And 4, 5, 6, and 7 are only on there. I don't get that. Maybe it's just maybe if I refresh, it will. No, that's strange. Anyone ever have that problem? I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that. Sammy, are you still with us? I thought you had a question. I have a YouTube question. I have a YouTube answer, probably. All right. Well, I'm streaming again on the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. So please do come back then. Oh, here we go. So when I go live, it is perfect. Then in 5 minutes, it has an error that says that you played copyrighted video or audio and I never did. Do you know what's happening? I think maybe I got it fixed. Sorry for the long question. No. I've heard of these cases where channels just get the short end of the stick. Like, every time they go live, their live stream, something happens to their live stream. Like, some are even blocked. Like, during mid show, they're like, boom, YouTube shut this down for terms of service violation. And then every time they go live, it happens. And one person finally got upset and opened up a paper book and read the paper book to herself with the mic muted, never saying a word. Boom. Terms of service violation. I hope something like that's not happening. You said I got it fixed. I think I maybe got it fixed. I know there's some weird things where once bad fortune hits, you're kind of stuck in this loop where the system thinks whatever it thought you did that was misbehaving is repeating going forward, even when there's nothing there. People have done similarly, people have done experiments where they put the name of a copyrighted song, they'll put the artist name and then the title of the song in the title of the name of the song in the video title, and they'll upload just like a red screen with no audio, and it'll get copyright struck by the band, or by the record company representing the band. They're like, see, their systems are broken. Appeal the devil out of it, get a human review. Yeah. Are you monetized? It's probably not hurting your stream. You're still able to stream till the end. It's probably just something you have to deal with after the fact, and I don't know why it's happening. Yeah. There have been cases where static is picked up as copyrighted material, like maybe an artist put some squelch noise or something of a CB radio, and a little snippet of the CB radio was just static, and it's in a song, and then it detects that little stat, and then it could be something like that. It could be some ambient noise that some copyright holder thinks is their copyrighted material, and could just be getting caught up in the system. Because let's face it, 99% of these copyright issues are done automatically. So it could be, a piece of ambient noise that's being triggered. No, I don't have the watch hours. This is for the YouTube partner program. No, it needs in 5 minutes. Well, I wouldn't put too much stock in how long when it happens. It's happening. I would see if there's, check your audio levels. Check to see if there's something happening in the room. Like is an appliance turning on? Is there the room air conditioner kicking on? Is something happening? Something that could be misinterpreted as copyrighted? I would. That's the only thing I could think of. They tried to hit me with the sound of my mallet hitting a chisel. Got that sorted out, though. Yeah, you can get tripped up over all kinds of dumb things. It doesn't matter if it's monetized. If YouTube finds a track record of somewhere flagging you for no reason, they'll terminate that person's account. Oh, well. Yeah, well, yeah, they're supposed to, but in general, it's very lax the other way. So if you misuse, Mark's saying if someone abuses the copyright system and inappropriately puts lots of claims in that turned out to be in favor of the content creator rather than the claimant, that technically they're not allowed to, they're going to be kicked off the Content ID system. Content ID is the name of the product that automatically searches out your copyrighted material and claims it. But frankly, Mark, there's little to no penalty. And I don't think that, now, there's no way to know for sure, but the strong suspicion of everyone who's following this stuff is you can abuse the heck out of that copyright system and be just fine. They're cracking down on frivolous. I hope so. I hope they are. Mel's here. He says hello. Hi, Mel. Good to have you back on the channel. I'm in my studio. I mean, yeah, who knows? I contacted the complainant, and they dropped it. It was an automated complaint. Yep. Didn't know that. Learn something new every day. Hey, I try. Yeah, and YouTube did redo the policy, and they're saying now if there's a short snippet of copyrighted material and it's real short, they wouldn't declare how many seconds it is because then people would kind of abuse it. But they're like, if it's like a car, like you're vlogging, a car in the background drives by you and they have the radio playing and there's 3 to 4 seconds of a commercial song playing on through the car's radio, boom, you would get, so you could be doing an hour-long vlog and that 3-second car someone could copyright claim your whole video and take all of your ad money. Claiming is different than striking. Striking is very bad. 3 strikes and you're out. They boot you off the system. They take your channel away if you got 3 in a row within a month. But most of the time, it's a copyright claim, which means that the claimant can take all the ad revenue from you. Hi, Mel, with a name so nice, they used it twice. Yeah. If it's a legit claim, then it's a legit claim. But to get flagged for a hammer hitting a chisel, that's abuse. Well, it is. It is. But I still think that regardless of how hard they're trying to crack down on copyright abuse, it's still hardly any disincentive for bad actors to abuse copyright. People abuse copyright because they want to silence people. They're like, you're talking mean about me, or you countered my argument with facts and made me look stupid. Therefore, I'm copyright striking your channel. That you're not allowed to do. You're allowed to have commentary on YouTube, and you're allowed to disagree with people on YouTube. Now, you can't like attack them for their unchangeable characteristics. You can't call them names. You can't verbally abuse people, but you can say what you said makes no sense, and X, Y, Z are the reasons it makes no sense. That was happening a lot. And people are like, copyright strike. Oh, you used my video. Copyright. Well, first, it's fair use. I'm adding commentary to it. I'm changing it. I'm adding value. And you're allowed to disagree with people and use their stuff without asking. That's called fair use. It's not a law. It's a legal doctrine, and it's very gray area. It's very hard to figure out, but that's a whole other topic. It was an automated claim. Yep. They manually retract. Yep. And sometimes when you call them out, the claimant will drop it. And that's what happened here in your case, as you just said, Jim Dockrell. It's going to take some lawsuits to get it settled. Tom Scott did a fantastic 45-minute video on the subject on his YouTube channel. A lot of people have. Ethan Klein took his all the way to court. The guy wasn't going to back down. And it was exactly what I said. It was just someone wanting to silence him and was hitting him with these copyright strikes. And neither would release the claim. Neither would back out. And it went all the way to court. And the court ruled. And they ruled in favor of the channel owner. And it was the first time fair use was ever litigated. And so now there's precedent. There's legal precedent that fair use is a legitimate thing. Fair use is a part of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, where it says for education purpose, like a school, for example, can show the students copyrighted material, commercial material, in order to teach, because to teach is something that helps society, and you shouldn't stop people from teaching. So like that's an exception to where you can take someone's legal digital property, intellectual property, you can take their intellectual property and use it for commercial business. And another exception is called fair use, and that is when you take someone else's copyrighted work, you use it, but you add value over top of it. You add your own commentary over top it. You critique it. You criticize it. All of those are fair use, but it's not a law. It's just a condition of a law, and to prove the condition, you need a judge. Like, there's no one person has authority over what is and isn't fair use. You need a judge, but they've outlined it, and judges are starting to rule on it. I have heard of the Fair Use Act. It's not a Fair Use Act. It's a paragraph in another law. Fair Use Act means, the word act is another word for a law. So there's no fair use law. It's the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, the DMCA, and it is I don't know the legal term for it. It's a paragraph within that. Fair use is called fair dealing in the UK and some other European countries. Yeah. See, now here's the thing with Football is Life. Yeah. So Football is Life. He has legal contracts with the schools, the colleges, to resell that work. He has written proof that he has the right to resell that, to use those videos for commercial purposes. So, and he used to put these videos on YouTube, and he used to get copyright claims on them. And he was mad. He's like, I've got the proof. And he showed me some of them. Someone would say, like Joe Bad Guy would say, I have the legal right to make money on every college football game of every college ever created. And that was what the claimant was putting forward. And he's like, no one has that authority, but YouTube can't get in the middle of it. YouTube is hands off. They're like, use our system to debate it out. One of you give up, and if neither gives up, you go to court. Like, that's what YouTube has in place, because that's what YouTube has to have in place. And he finally pushed the button. And let me tell you, when you've got that copyright claim on you, it's a hard thing to go back and say, no, you're full of crap, because it's all legalese. And you do have to put in a real name and a real address, like where you live, in order for it to kind of go through. And it's all very, it's a scary thing. But he finally pushed, and finally got him to drop all the cases. But not only is he putting football videos online of college football, vintage college football games, he's talking over top of them, so he's adding value. So right off the bat, he's got the fair use exception. But on top of that, he's got the legal contracts that he worked out one-on-one, calling up these schools and making a business deal that he has the commercial right to resell them. He has that. So he is uniquely positioned to blow up on YouTube, because, most people are fighting with fair use. He's got the legal right. I just think it's not something you see every day. I don't know if falling asleep in the lounge consists of staying there. I missed something. Matt is not a lawyer, but he stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. I don't know if falling asleep in the lounge counts as staying there. Correction, it isn't an act. It is actually a permit. A permit is not the same as a law. The law permits you to do certain things. Okay, well, yeah, there you go. Yep. The takeaway is, the only person who can confirm it is or isn't fair use is a judge. But they do have the guidelines. Like I said, if you're a teacher and you're teaching a class, you're allowed to use copyrighted work without the permission of the copyright owner, with the intellectual property owner. And if you're adding commentary, critiques, or criticism, that's also fair use. But you need a judge. There you go, Sammy, or Studio Geek 32. Let me know if your issue persists. Correction, a judge is the only one. Yep. Okay. I think we're going to leave it there. Thank you, everyone. If you have show ideas for All Things YouTube, let me know. Jump in the Facebook page and group and drop your suggestion, or hit me up directly on my many social medias. If you see a news article about YouTube or about video or about social media, because remember, YouTube is a social media platform. If you want my commentary on it and you think that could be a good show topic, let me know. Be happy to do that. That's why I'm paranoid about copyrighted materials. I have the She software company's blessing to make my tutorials, and I only use their materials. The software company. Okay, cool. Thank you. Good show, Matt, says Harniel Media. Only I could mess up a 3-letter word. Hey, I understood. I've done far worse. I would use Epidemic Sound. I hear a lot of good things about Epidemic Sound. It is high quality music you can put on your YouTube channel, and they won't copyright strike you, because part of the service is integrating your YouTube with it. So it crawls YouTube, and when it finds its stuff, it checks its database to see if you were an owner of you had an account, and then they don't strike you. But I like that Amplitunes.com. I mean, there's 15 tracks there that Zach Herberholtz, one of the owners of Amplitunes.com, is putting out there for free. Now, he's crowdfunded. He has a Patreon. But he's like, if you want to use these 15 tracks for commercial purposes, they're free to the world. So the stuff you hear at the beginning is all Amplitunes.com. And I really like that. This one. Isn't that great? I love it. Free stuff. # not sponsored. I only use the stuff in the YouTube audio library or my own. I don't use music much anymore. Yeah, me too, except when I do a cover. Now, when I do a cover, it's a commercial song, and almost all my covers are copyright claimed. Not striked. Channel's not striked. There's copyright claim, which means they put ads on them, and they get to keep the ads. But you never know. You never know. I could put a cover up there, and I could get a strike. You never know. Mr. Patrick's Workshop is in the house. Hi, Patrick. I love the possessive S. Patrick's Workshop. Patrick, I'm just getting ready to end the show here, but I'm glad you stopped by. Do consider dropping a like on your way out. I'm streaming again on the 4th, the full show on the 4th of May. May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Covers are not copywritten, too. You got to find some public domain music. Nah. I'm all about 80s hair bands, baby. That's going to be my shtick on YouTube, is playing 80s hair bands on the piano. Patrick, right? Yeah, Patrick's known for never showing up at the beginning of a live stream. I mean, Patrick's, yeah. All right, we're leaving it here. Thank you, everyone. Catch me online. I'll see you on the flippity flip. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.